Look, you guys, I'm just going to lay it all on the table. This is like the 15th time I've tried to make this video, and no matter what I do, it just doesn't seem to be able to go right for me. So I'm just going to say it straight out. I love Call of Duty. I want Call of Duty to be better. And I have created a list of ideas that I think hardcore fans of the franchise, and even new beginners and newcomers to the franchise, and even Activision would be on board with. And I want to share them here with you today. Thank you so much for being here. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like on the video, consider subscribing. And if you are a YouTuber, listen to me, please. React to this video. Let's get this out here. I swear, if you're an old school Call of Duty fan, everything you hear today will be golden. Let's get started. Call of Duty. For many fans, these three words are synonymous with greatness. Fun, friends, and some of the best video game memories that we have. However, as of late, these games' perceptions have just changed to lazy, money-hungry, repetitive, greedy, and even tone deafs to fans' many cries for a return to greatness. And that's why we're making this video here today, and we're going to start with my number one most important topic, and that's time to kill. I've said this time and time again, the absolute number one thing is TTK. Look, whether you like fast or slow, at the end of the day, I think most of us know the community is just split here, hard. Some people want it to be Call of Duty 2019 Insta-Death, and others want it to be BO4 painkiller status, bullet sponges. In my opinion, these are just the extremes. I think using Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and perhaps Cold War times, or anywhere between any of these times is best. I would also argue that if there's a hardcore mode, like if you want the Insta-Death, go play it. The main reason I hate fast TTK is because I just believe that it influences how matches play out. When the time to kill is really fast, people tend to camp and, just chill in corners, and good players tend to die a lot more often. And I really just don't like the flow of the game when the time to kill is really fast. So let's just use what we know. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 are pretty much always consistently rated as like the best CODs of all time, so let's not overcomplicate things. TTK needs to be about there. End of story. Now this next one really goes hand in hand with TTK, and if you have this one above TTK, I completely get it, but this is where we get into the real meat of the ideas that I have for the franchise. The maps. Look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know. Call of Duty just doesn't know how to make good maps anymore. I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but they don't. So let's just get straight to it. Put a fucking map creator in the game, okay? Just put a fucking map creator in the game. Let us, the players, create maps for you. This would save Activision time and development resources on, developers having to create the maps, and it would let you tap into the millions of players and their creativity in order to help make maps for you. I would also encourage Activision to put in a community playlist where you could play all the normal basic game modes that you know and love on community-made maps only. And then at the end of every match, just give players 5 COD points just to ensure, them voting honestly and consistently, and to give them a reason to join the community map playlist. And once they do, at the end of every month, the top 3 most upvoted maps, Activision buys them. They buy them for $25,000 each. So the top 3 most upvoted community maps, whoever made those gets a fucking cash check for $25,000. I think that would incentivize players to truly build the greatest map that they could build. Not only would they work their hardest to build the greatest map possible, this would encourage people to continuously try to build better and better maps. And because it's player upvoted, not only do we get great maps, but we're guaranteed to get the maps that us players want. And we've got to think about Activision. They're only going to want to make money. Put things in the store. like, different types of, buildings, different types of construction material, maybe different landscapes, different whatever, and charge fair prices. Don't make it a paywall, Activision, so that only the rich can play and, paying $20 for a fucking brick. But like, make it a fair price and let us create our own maps. This solves a million problems and it's a win-win for everyone. Character creation. How many of you are sick and tired of playing with these lame ass operators? Huh? Nobody cares about these operators, Activision. They're dumb, they're lame, and we don't want to spend $20 for one skin, okay? If you put a character creation system into the game, not only do you give players even more freedom to create what they want and play as they want. You guys love the play your own way nonsense that you video game developers talk about all the time. But this would also, again, Activision, add to your ability to create profit by giving players freedom and choices. Everyone would love to create their own character and make them unique, but you could also sell things like gloves, hats, coats, shoes, sunglasses, tattoos, the list goes on, and just make them friendly priced, $5 per item, for example, in order to allow people to utilize the system, and make it earnable in game as well. This would really flesh out the game. It would make things unique for players and increase your profits. There's literally no negative, yet another win-win situation. The next one is camo creation. And I don't mean that half-ass shit you had in Black Ops 4 where you could only do like 1/4 or 1/3 of your gun. Full on, stock to barrel tip to top of the red dot to bottom of the magazine camo creation. Again, another tool to give players full-on freedom and creativity, more depth to your video game for players to spend time in creating amazing creations. Not only would this add more substance to your game, but you'd be listening to your player base. We've all wanted to create our own camos for so long. It would be cool to do it the right way. Black Ops 4 almost had it, but they half-assed it. And again, Activision, you can make money off of it. Charge fair prices, and you can put things in there like stones or gemstones, different types of metal, different gradients, different colors, different types of paint, different shades of paint, different effects, and you can literally charge people and they will buy it because you are letting them create and play freely and be unique. It is a money printing machine that would make players happy. Again, another win-win. This shit is not complicated. Time to talk about the elephant in the room, skill-based matchmaking. Let's be clear. I have played Call of Duty since Big Red 1. I'm not saying that I want kids who just picked up a controller who are walking around oblivious shooting clouds. The truth is, no good player wants this, okay? No good player wants to shoot kids who are trying to shoot birds, all right? We don't want that. Put those players, and maybe we'll call it the bottom 25% of all of those players who barely know how to hold a controller, put them in a protected bracket so they can learn the game. But for everyone else, unless you're in a ranked match, all the 75% of the other players, hang skill-based matchmaking, okay? Hang it. And just do lobby matchmaking and balance the teams. This helps with blowouts. It helps bad players have good players to learn from and protects good players from being punished for spending the past decade becoming good. That's all you're doing. Okay? You're punishing us for being good at your game. Lastly, my ultimate argument against skill-based matchmaking is this. Activision's whole argument is they don't want new or bad players to quit. But if you have a 0.7 KD, and all players in your lobby have the same KD as you, the bad players are having just as much of a sweat fest as someone with a 2.7 KD does. Worst of all, if the 0.7 KD player ever gets better, his reward is to be thrust into lobbies where the KDs are 1.0, effectively nullifying his ability to flex and go on kill streaks and reap the rewards of his hard work. Skill-based matchmaking hurts everyone. It makes the game lame for everyone. And the worst part is when the skill-based matchmaking algorithm starts doing what it does, the thing that really pisses me off is this. If I start losing, if I start winning, did I win because I actually won? Or did I win because the algorithm decided it was going to let me win so that I wouldn't get off the game? Fuck that nonsense. We want to play real. We want our rewards, our hard work to be rewarded with reality. And we just want to compete. It's that simple. If you can't stand the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. The next one is the COD store. Don't we remember the days of buying a camo for like a fair price? And then you could equip it to any and all of your guns. Now it's $20 for one blueprint that usually comes with trash attachments, and when you change them, it always changes the camo. I would argue that by changing the pricing model, you would increase sales by offering cheaper prices and better values. And like, not only that, as Activision, you would literally be purchasing the most important thing. Yes, Activision, there's something more important than money. You would be purchasing loyalty, trust, and customer satisfaction. And over the years, you have lost that. You've lost sight of how important that is. No one wants to buy a $20 fuck-ass blueprint with lame attachments that change the moment I put the good attachments on it to make my gun worth a damn for $20. I want to go back to the days where I can spend $6 and get a camo that I can put on any gun in the game. It increases the value, it makes everyone happy, and it literally just makes you less shady. There's no argument, and on top of that, more people are going to buy it. I literally know people who literally just don't buy the transactions because it's such a bad deal, they don't want to waste their money. So, I just really feel like you're missing out on free money here. This next one, community, literally might be the most important one on here. And you'll only know that it's gone away and really just deteriorated over time if you're an old school Call of Duty player. And I'm kind of shocked I've never seen any YouTuber call this out. Like, don't you recall the good old days where like both teams were talking shit, screaming at each other, telling you they were going to burn your house down, like staying in the same lobbies and creating rivalries, like fighting the same squad over and over again until you got your face back? Like, this is how some of us gained respect for one another, like, and understood how skillful our opponents were. And this is how some of our oldest friends were made, like, that a lot of you probably still play with to this day. Disbanding lobbies and that stupid AI chat monitoring system that bans you for basic shit talk is literally tearing apart one of the greatest community of gamers. Like, Activision needs to stop this bullshit practices for good. Or at the bare minimum, make it like an option for people who literally just are offended and can't stand it. And to tie all this in with the community, I would make something akin to, like, I don't know, almost like a Facebook, but like in-game, in the Call of Duty video game, like where, and maybe not like a Facebook, but like something along the lines where like everything that you do in game is tied into your profile, and that other people can see your profile and you can show off all of the hard work you've done. For example, if someone goes to your profile, they might be able to see all of the weapon camos you've ever created, all of the maps that you've ever created, your most upvoted map, you know, your best plays, your videos, all of your stats, the way that it used to be before the liberals or Democrats or who the hell else is going out here getting super upset over somebody looking at your fucking KD. Like, that's the problem. Like, we're so afraid to hear any trash talk. You can't see stats. They're doing so much to stop bullying that they're literally tearing apart people's ability to communicate and create the community that literally made this game what it is. And we have to bring that back at all costs. And I just want to leave you guys with this. Like, I believe all of these things together would literally take the COD community, like, back to what it was, or even better, you know, a new, more involved community for the future. To wrap it all up, you guys, these things would just transform Call of Duty into something great, you know, something gamers could love, something we could take pride in, you know, something we could cherish, something more. Call of Duty became infamous recently with that great statement that somebody made: "We're too big to fail." Implement these changes and it never will. I guarantee it. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for sitting here. I pray you guys have heard what I've said. I hope you guys have some great comments and, agree with what I'm saying. I really think a lot of these changes would just really change the franchise for the better. And I'd love to know your thoughts. Again, if you're a YouTuber and you'd like to react to this video, if you're really in the community, please get these thoughts and ideas out here. I literally think it would do nothing but help us. So if you enjoyed what you saw here today, make sure to drop likes, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Co-op Theory out.